Well, hi, everyone. I'm Maggie McCauley of Wholehearted Parenting, and welcome to Three Things Chats That Inspire, episode 10. And I have the great pleasure of talking to Cindy Appanaitis today of Be Empowered LLC. She's currently working through Be Empowered in her school district in support of educators. She is a certified coach and she is an educator herself. She has been teaching 9th through 12th grade. And she has also taught middle school, which I think deserves an award for having done that. She is an athlete. She is a soccer coach. She is currently teaching the wee ones who are 6 to 8 years old. And she has also been a high school soccer coach. If I didn't say this already, I may have. She is an athlete herself. She is a mom and a wife and has 2 daughters. So welcome, Cindy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Maggie. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. So today we're talking about quitting and what that means. And so what we do in Three Things is that our guest presents 3 things. And we're just going to jump right in with Cindy's first of her 3 things, which is speaking. Oh, I am speaking with Cindy Appanaitis. That's my first thing there. So moving towards what is alive within us. Can you elaborate on that, Cindy, and what that means to you and how that ties into quitting?
Yeah. So I love the title of this slide. I've been thinking a lot about quitting and what may be some beliefs that we can have about what quitting means, and thinking about reframing that, or thinking about change or what may be coming alive in us. So often we're thinking about quitting and that it means that something's ending, or I was going to say quitting, but that's the term, right? Versus being aware of what we're moving towards, and the feelings that come along with that. So, gosh, there's a lot that I think about with this, but the first thing that comes to mind is I have a student who had played soccer for years and years and years, and has put a lot of time into his soccer. And he just recently told me, I said, "Oh, are you playing soccer this spring?" And he said, "No." I decided to take a break from soccer and I went out for tennis. And I surprised myself and him at how excited I am and was in that moment for the change. And I've been thinking about that a lot, and it's around just the excitement of new opportunity. I think about adventure, and I landed also on just the freedom of the flexibility with identity, and that's part of what got really exciting for me.
Yeah, I love that story about your student. And I think the things come up for parents around quitting, with their kids quitting, when either they've done something for a long time and they see it as having this big investment, or they've done it only for a short time. And then all these beliefs about dedication and perseverance get triggered for them. So I love your response to that student. And it reminds me of something we were talking about the other day with the Olympic figure skater who had done dance for so many years, and how dance, he shifted into figure skating, and dance enhanced what he did to this incredible degree. So, yeah.
It makes me also think about, we had spoke about common threads. So, in my journey as a teacher, started off as a PE teacher. I coached some, left coaching, started a preschool at the high school level. And so as the changes have happened, what I've started to realize is there's common threads that go all the way through. While the activity, or, for this student, it was the sport, or for me, it was a subject I was teaching, may change. The common thread for me throughout all of that is creativity and creating something to serve others. And when I can connect with that common thread, that's what may inform future changes. And I'm not quitting on that common thread, right?
That's right. That's an awesome way to look at it. And that is soothing
Yeah.
to our nervous system. I think things happen in our nervous system when we're thinking of quitting because of all the beliefs you're talking about. Quitting itself even has, I think, a bad connotation.
Mhm.
There's the quitter, you're a quitter. And also even when you resign from your job and you hand in a resignation, there's something just sad about the word resignation, like
Yeah.
you've given up, but if you think of it like you're saying with those threads, you're not giving up on that thread
Mm-mm.
at all. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ready for number two?
Yes, because I think you segued into it so well.
Ooh,
Discovering what drives the desire to quit.
yeah.
Um, and so, we were talking about those common threads. I think the first thing that comes to mind when you were saying that is, you know, listening to ourselves, and with my children, trying to have a lot of conversations with curious questions so that they can get practiced in listening and honoring their inner voice. And the curious questions are a lot about trying to understand and find out what are the reasons for quitting, and is quitting or the change something that they really want, or are they wrestling against something that they're wanting to find solutions to navigate around in that activity or whatever it is that they're wanting to quit. So that's a thing that comes to my mind. And I loved how you said the tone around resignation and quitting. I remember once listening to a podcast, and someone was talking about the wisdom of quitting, that I think, I wish I remembered the name of it, but that being wise to know, this goes back to our first slide a little bit, that something's coming alive in us, and knowing that putting this aside and stepping away from this is actually answering to whatever it is that's sparking alive in us.
Yeah. And so it's moving into something. We often think of quitting as just that hard line there. And what you're saying just inspires me to think of, what am I moving into?
Mm,
Which has just a different spin there.
yeah,
Yeah. So
much more inspiring,
it
right?
is. It is. There's a
Yeah,
lot more energy and expansion when you think of, what am I moving into here,
yeah,
rather than there's this line that I'm quitting.
yeah.
Yeah. So I love what you said here, is being clear that it doesn't have to be permanent.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, it was a big aha for me. I'm taking a leave from the classroom next year, and I was really wrestling with that decision. And what I discovered was I was feeling such permanence to that.
Yeah.
And what a friend who I was discussing it with helped me discover was, it doesn't have to be permanent. I could go back into the classroom. I could not. Again, I'm still connected with that common thread. This might be, I just keep thinking about the term adventure. Like, this can be an adventure to discover more about myself, or to discover new activities, or whatever the change may be. It doesn't have to be permanent. It's a discovery.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, because even the word permanent, it can be like, oh, a little scary there. There's no turning back.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
means even if you decide in the future after your adventure that you want to go back into the classroom, you're going to bring a whole lot of energy and freshness to what you're doing.
Yeah, and I just keep thinking about, again, my young children. I've got a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old, and when I think about quitting, I'm starting to discover what an opportunity it is for them to get practiced at quitting, change, trying something new. Um, so that, as you had said, soothing to the nervous system, so it could feel comfortable with the nervous system. Um, Rather than, this is my identity, so I must stay in line of this,
Yeah,
um, isn't quite as adventurous.
that is true. There's not a lot of flexibility in viewing
Yeah.
it there. I remember I wrote an article. I don't know if it was about quitting. It was about something, but it's like our job as parents is to present these things as an adventure to our kids. And
Mhm.
maybe one of them will stick. Maybe one of them, maybe they won't. But for them to have these exciting experiences of music and art and sports and writing, to show them, hey, this is out there. How does it land for you in doing
Yeah.
that?
Ooh, Maggie, it sounds so confidence building, and discovering the world and learning more about it.
Yeah,
And yeah, the opportunity to build confidence in that.
that's so true. And resilience too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cindy, I'm so grateful for you being here. And everybody, this is Cindy Appanaitis, Be Empowered Whole Wellness. And you can find her at beempoweredwellness.com. And I want to just share with everybody that our next workshop is coming up on Saturday, June the 11th, when you or when your child or you wants to quit. And we'll be talking a lot about quitting and how to have those conversations with your kids where you get to know each other and kids become great decision makers from that experience. So Cindy, thank you. And thank you everybody for being here.